Oh, hi.
That came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's an SNK game on the NES. Welcome to Waifu Month, and we're doing Athena, and it goes directly into the demo like crazy on this one. I don't know why, but yeah,
Was it originally an arcade game?
There's no like I'm gonna have to sit here and press select. There's no like company logos that come in because yes, this was original. It still doesn't.
It's just
This
wants you to
was
see the demo.
Originally an arcade game. You are correct.
So I mean, I see the anime girl when she has a little cleavage and the logo's in pink. But is there any particular reason we're doing this for Waifu Month?
So Athena is a long-standing waifu amongst SNK games.
Okay.
So
what else have they done?
This is okay. SNK has done a lot.
Okay, I know the name. I just don't. Like, I don't know like what they've done like off the top of my head.
Just so that we're clear, like this particular game was the start of most of the Athena related stuff, including Psycho Soldier, which is the second game.
I've never heard of
that. Has
a
much cooler title.
Maybe? I mean, Athena is the best of the Greek goddesses.
She, in the Japanese version of this game, is not explicitly the Greek goddess.
That's fine.
Her name is still Athena.
Why are we flashing in and
basically,
out?
I wanted to read the plot to this game because
just
like all NES games. No. Like all good NES games, this one's plot is specifically in its manual. Mm-hmm. So there's a little preamble when we actually start the game, but it's not going to tell us anything. So the actual like plot for this game is Athena was the young, headstrong princess of the heavenly kingdom of Victor. She was bored of the monotonous daily life in the palace and desired exciting adventures. One day, she opened the door which shouldn't be opened in the basement of Castle Victory, said to lead to a savage and deadly place. As she dared cross the doorway, it caused her to fall from the skies and to another realm called Fantasy World, which was
that name,
which was dominated by the evil Emperor Dante.
Okay.
After her flowing dress was lost while catching the wind for her fall, the perilous adventures of Princess Athena began, as she landed in the wilderness overrun by beast-like warriors and more dangers than she could ever wish for. She readied to fight for her life and arm herself with no other choice than to face the ruthless Dante. Ruthless Dante.
Okay,
and every obstacle in her way to free this kingdom and take back... and make it back alive on her own. Sorry, okay. I had to read that first because this is all that we are going to get. Notice she winked when I clicked.
Yeah, that was a little bit off looking.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right.
This is the whole
her
story
going through
in game.
A door you can't open.
That's the whole story that we get in game. Apologies ahead of time. This game sounds like shit. It's from 1986.
Well, games from 1986 could have had good music.
And it is a bad port of an arcade game. So here's Athena. She's a tiny princess in her underwear because her dress flew off.
Oh, she's literally in her underwear, yeah.
Yeah, literally. Because her dress flew off when she, went through the door and wound up here.
What was that?
That is, for some strange reason, you get these things that show up sometimes that are like health flowers. I should point out, I've owned this game since I was about 4 years old. I've never beaten it. In fact, I have never gotten past the first level. So this is very much going to be like Fester's Quest.
This is your little Nemo the Dream Master.
A little bit. This is very much going to wind up being like Fester's Quest. This, by the way, is basically the best item in the fucking game as far as weapons go. But boy, oh boy, do you have to be very specific about hitting these jellies because they are too fucking short.
Odd job jellies.
Basically. Jumping in this game is awful. It's like the worst jump you will ever have in any video game ever. It's literally... I'd like to point out that you'll notice I'm doing like different varied jumps. I have no control over those. So the short jumps come out sometimes, and then the taller ones come out after that. And usually it goes in a order of short, tall, tall. So you just have to know which jump you're on.
That's a bit extreme.
It's really not so good. And I'm pretty sure this is a glitch, but I'm going to use it to my advantage.
What?
I just buffed all of my armor and my weapon to max by standing on a mushroom with a ball and chain. But it only lasts for a short period of time.
Okay.
And then it powers down the armor to blue, because armor has color levels that it goes through in this game. It goes from green to blue to red. And gold is the top one. And just everything about this fucking game, it's so hectic, like, and it's falling apart as you play it. The sprites are
flashing in very odd ways that would make me think that it looks like you're wiggling the cartridge, but you're not.
It's gonna show up on cam too, so people are gonna be able to see that.
I was wondering.
This game is basically like the least optimized NES game of all time.
But she's the waifu?
Yeah, she went on to be in like 80 fucking games. Like, she's one of the most long-standing SNK characters there is. Also, Psycho Soldier, the second game in the franchise, was the first video game to have vocals in an actual soundtrack.
What's that other thing she's holding?
That's a shield. It's like a lion-shaped shield.
Okay, I kind of see it.
Yeah.
I thought there was just some weird glitch attaching an extra thing to her.
It's one of those very weird, you have to kind of just use your imagination because it's the NES sort of things. So if I get hit enough, my armor will downgrade into other kinds of armor. Mm-hmm. And I want to avoid that happening, basically, because if you go down to pink, you have lost all of your armor and you're fucked. The death animation of this game is fucking exquisite. We'll eventually see it.
Yeah, let's not show it off just yet.
Yeah, but I'm gonna do my the slowdown. Yeah, it
does this even when we're using a real NES, right?
Yes. This is, for all intents and purposes, this is NES slowdown. This is actual for real NES slowdown. The armor functions, by the way, so if an enemy hits your shield, they will bounce off of it. Like they would if it was shit. Oh,
monkey's
crap.
Paw.
Yeah,
is that literally the monkey's paw?
You don't want to touch anything that even remotely looks like it is evil. Because things like that will downgrade your weapons. So now I'm down to a golden sword instead of my red sword that doesn't shoot lasers anymore.
Oh.
So now I'm kind of fucked, and I don't think I'm going to be able to win this fight.
Okay.
Against the tree from Kirby.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is like Wispy Woods.
Yeah.
Oh, you dead.
That death animation is fucking amazing.
You love your dying waifu.
It's literally just, she does like 3 spins and a face plant. And every time you die, it starts you over from the very beginning of the stage.
And that's standard for these.
It gets really annoying later on in the game.
Does it take you all the way back to here?
No. It'll take you back to whatever the beginning of the stage that you're in happens to be. But this is one of those games where when you get to the end, it goes, okay, now beat the game again.
Oh.
And it's so fucking awful. Everything about this game is such like a monster of its fucking time. Like everything about it. Even the choices for like the character where it's like, it's just a naked girl. Like just a girl in her underwear.
Who winks at you on the title screen.
Yeah. I mean, like for real, it's literally just like, hey, here you go.
Well, I give her credit for being resourceful. She went from naked to fully armored with some powerful weapons. Like that. Is that a violin?
It looks like a violin, right? It's a sword with fire on it.
It's like
it looks like a fucking violin. I agree.
Yeah, that's really weird. And it's expanding?
I only saw it like once or twice as a kid, but I thought it was a violin when I first saw it.
Did it just downgrade itself?
Yes. So the all of that stuff is on like a timer. It does stop functioning. If you get it through the mushroom, because I think the mushroom is actually intentional. I know I said I thought it was a glitch or something, but I think it's actually intentional, and it's like a very limited sort of power.
Okay, do all the mushrooms do that?
No. I think it's literally only the one that I had picked that stuff up on.
Huh, okay.
And now my sword is extra downgraded because I picked up a club like an idiot. Basically, the weapons have tiers in this game. Clubs are the worst weapons you could ever fucking imagine.
I like that Maraca grimace over there. It just looks completely different from all the other enemies here.
So, here's the problem. I'm probably not going to be able to make it through here anymore, because swords can't break through stone unless they're over a certain level, and the blue one is not. So, I'm kind of just fucked at this point.
Yeah.
There's no way for me
I don't know why you were
progress.
running into those arrows.
I wasn't. I was standing there, but it was because I had the shield, they were bouncing off.
Should I try?
Let me run to the end of this game, because it only gives you 3 lives.
Okay.
And then once I die, I will hand it over and you can try.
Okay.
Again, we probably won't even be getting past the first level of this game.
Yeah.
This is large in part just kind of a throwaway day for this month, by the way, in case you guys haven't figured it out yet.
You just wanted to show them all, like, your retro waifu?
Well, I wanted to get some kind of retro waifu game in there, like we did for Fester in the Halloween stuff.
You know what? Yeah. And also, because we don't use your collection of old NES games enough.
Well, yeah, we don't use it very often, so I figured it, it was this, or we could play, like, Top Gun, and that has waifus in it.
Does it?
No. Why would there be waifus?
I mean, there's a girl in Top Gun, right?
It's a game about flying airplanes.
Yeah,
there aren't
take
even
your breath
people in
away.
the Top Gun game.
Yeah. But
there
there was
really
a girl
aren't.
in the movie.
But there's no people in the game.
I haven't seen that movie in like 20 million years.
I'm kind of surprised you've ever seen that movie.
Honestly,
to be
me
honest.
too. I don't think I've seen the whole thing. I think I've seen like bits of it.
Damn you, horses.
Like I think I walked into a room that my dad was watching it in.
There we go. Yeah, and you'll notice the whole screen freaks out when I activate this, and I don't know why.
Do we know what footage of this game on arcade looks like?
It's large in part a better version of this.
Okay, like it doesn't.
It's almost
blink constantly.
No.
Oh
It's
my god!
it's
look
a
at that.
better. It's just overall a better version of this. Just straight up. There's. It looks better. It sounds better. It is better. Just completely. 100%. The music in this game, I think I pointed it out when we first started out, but the music in this is awful, and it's like monotonously drolling on forever. And in the arcade version, it's not like that. The music in the arcade version is actually pretty good. This is like a really bad version of the arcade music. And it's just like, oh, great.
Hey.
There we go. I knew it was over here, I just never wind up with a good enough angle to pick it up. So basically, anytime you see one of them clubs that kind of looks like a smoking pipe, it's something that should be avoided
Because smoking is bad?
Kinda. Literally, that's basically the worst weapon in the game, and to a certain extent, I would argue that the developers use it as, like, almost something that they are actively trying to get you to not pick up. Like, okay, they drop constantly for no reason whatsoever. So you wind up in late game with this, literally hitting enemies and then having to make sure, and having to make, like, really goddamn sure that the enemy did not drop a club, because if you accidentally pick it up because of a blink or something like that, you're fucked. Like...
what is that?
It's super weird. That was an upgrade for my armor, but now I gotta wait for this stupid thing to go, and it might not. Yeah. Okay. Because if I hit that, it'll take away my shield. Like the hand takes away my weapon.
Okay. So you're in ideal specs for this boss, in theory, right?
In theory, but here's the big thing,
right in the
Yeah, but notice I'm not taking damage.
Oh, okay.
Because my armor's real good. Yeah. So here's the problem with Athena, right? I can't tell that I'm hitting enemies. That's not just something that the capture isn't showing up. The game straight up doesn't have blink on enemies when you kill them.
Was that the end of the level?
That was the end of the first level. I've literally never gotten this far in my life.
Oh, man. Going all the way with your waifu tonight.
Oh, yeah. Going all the way with my waifu this month.
Well, all the way to second level. That's when you get to feel the boob, right?
I don't know, is it?
I'm actually not sure.
I don't know.
I know that home run is when you fuck.
Yeah, probably.
And I know that first base is when you French kiss.
Is it?
I think so. I think if that means...
Oh, there's a monkey's paw.
If that means that if second base is you grab a boob, third base is you grab something else, right?
I don't know. I literally don't know. Oh, fuck, there was an enemy in that one.
What the fuck?
Right?
Kill him.
I can't. I'm trying, but he's fluttering around too much, and I don't have enough maneuverability. So
He's
Psycho
awful.
Soldier, the game that came after this, the second game in the Athena series, is about Athena's... Oh, there we go.
Boy.
See what I mean by the club is a downgrade that they will throw at you constantly.
Jeez.
Every enemy in this game basically can drop a club.
Even that spider?
Potentially, yes. And notice that face has not gone, by the way. He is still here. He's not here anymore, but he only recently left.
There we go. Okay, give me a chance to feel how bad this game is.
Yeah, you're not going to like it.
Okay.
So, Psycho Soldier.
Oh, it starts you here, so I get to...
Oh,
all right.
Actually, maybe I should keep going then.
Nope. Let me give it a try.
Okay, go for it. Because I think that means that I may have gotten an extra life at some point.
That's good.
I don't know. But yeah, no, Psycho Soldier is a game that takes place in contemporary times. And the plot is that the main character is
I can't kill it.
Don't even try.
Fuck.
Don't even try.
Okay.
The main character is a descendant of Athena. And Athena in this game is addressed as being sort of like, she becomes known as, almost a goddess. And that's why her name is Athena, is that she's kind of the Greek goddess, but also not. And it's like the most confusing nonsense ever. This is also one of those games, by the way, where you cannot walk left. You can walk left, but you can't walk left for very long.
Yeah,
like, the screen doesn't scroll anymore.
Yeah.
And you're seeing what I mean by the jump, right? Where like the jump...
Yeah, I did. It totally screwed me up a little bit ago.
Where if you jump, you get like the small one and then two large ones if you're lucky, and it seems very much like it might almost entirely be RNG. Yes, so the clubs, like I said, are thrown out as basically just fuck you weapons.
This is for health, right?
Yeah.
But then it flies off into fucking nowhere?
Yeah. You gotta be real good and just get it.
Also,
you went back to the start of the level.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, these levels look a lot alike.
I don't know if this is the actual start of the level again, but it looks like it started you over. I don't think it did.
I mean, there were parts of the last level that looked very much like earlier parts of the level.
Yeah, there are some places in this game where if you fall, or even if you get to the end of the level, it might potentially just plop you back down at the start of the level. Because, you didn't use the right exit, basically.
Where did it put me this time?
I don't know. That's the start of the level. It started you over.
It started me
nude! And it took all of your weapons and armor away.
Oh, man.
So, you did not progress properly. You died in a pit, basically. But it didn't take a life away because that's not how this game works.
Is it not?
No, it takes a life away if you die to an enemy. But if you drop down into a pit, usually it just takes you down to a lower area.
Like that?
But if you drop into a pit here, there's no lower area to go to, so it'll plop you down at the start of the level.
Okay, take that back.
That's
I've
the
had
game over
enough
noise.
of her.
That's the noise of the game over.
Okay.
Do you want to give it one more run?
You can give it one more run. I think I'm done.
Yeah, I think we'll do this one more time. The reason I didn't want to start the demo, by the way, is because this is all that the demo is. It's just literally, oh, look, here you go.
Is it always level 2?
No, it'll start over at like random ones, and it's
okay.
of course it's the NES, so the AI has no idea what the fuck it's doing, and it's just walking in one place kicking.
There's no AI for this, I'd assume.
Also, for the demo, there are no enemies.
Yeah, there's enemies.
Yeah, they start to show up, but they didn't for a bit there.
I assume this was pre-recorded from one of the developers.
I don't think it was, because that's really not how games like that work. Games for the NES, the demos aren't pre-recorded because you couldn't do video on an NES, obviously.
Huh. Okay.
They it's literally just they have started the game, but they've attached like a pre-designated set of jumps, which is one of the coolest ways that you can see that is if you hack Mario, like the original Mario game, Duck Hunt. If you hack that, so that the first screen that you see Mario on is not the World 1-1, he will still act as though it is World 1-1 and get very confused if he dies. This enemy, by the way, reminds me of a fucking creeper. I don't know why. Like a Minecraft
No, it looks
one?
like a Minecraft creeper.
Yeah.
You've got no weapons.
No,
still.
because nothing dropped. So
what's the drop rates on stuff?
I literally I can't get any of my armors. I can't get any of the weapons that are in there at all.
They really
I'm
screw
fucked.
you up.
Yeah, having no weapons really fucked me over. I can't do diddly shit now. I'm just fucked, like completely fucked. And
there
now I'm
you
dead.
are.
I was murdered by a horse head. I don't actually know what those enemies are called.
I don't know.
Like as a kid, I saw them and went, "Oh, those are people in horse
they're
masks,
knights,
right?"
I guess, like chess knights.
Yeah, and then these things always reminded me of being like weird squirrels or something.
They look like boars to me.
Yeah, I think that's actually the intent. Is that they're supposed to be boars of some sort.
She's just escaping from a furry convention.
Well, it's she's fighting the beast men and the beast soldiers of Dante's army. Dante being the final villain of this game, by the way, which is hilarious.
What does he look like?
He's a Cerberus.
Okay. So it's just
Japan,
escape from
I guess,
FurCon.
has no idea what actual Dante is supposed to be or something, because they decided that Dante is a Cerberus. Also,
Well,
the final
for
boss
this.
of a game where you play as Athena is a Cerberus.
Yeah, those two things don't normally interact.
Not really.
You could have gone with Medusa and it almost worked.
Yeah. In fact, there is some, we'll see it later, but the promotional artwork for this game, the English version uses Medusa.
Will we see it later?
Yeah. I'll do a thing, but yes.
Okay.
Like, it uses Medusa, though, and it's just kind of like, why didn't you just go with Medusa? It's so much better.
Yeah, because Athena's shield has Medusa's face on it normally because she sponsors Perseus.
Sponsors Perseus.
Yeah, basically she gives him some stuff and says like, hey, beat this thing. I believe in you. And then at the end she gets the head.
So notice I touched a slime, so now my pants have gone down to green instead of blue.
Slimy pants.
Yeah, slime pants. It's awful. So the green is below blue, and then gold is above green is above blue.
Red is in there somewhere,
Christ.
right?
Red is the starting one is pink, and that's more or less your starting red.
Oh, so it's low.
Yeah. So red is actually the lowest.
Man, this music is repetitive.
yeah, right?
Is that a bow and arrow?
Yes, I'm not going to touch it. That's like the worst weapon of the game.
Okay.
And boy, does it not work the way that they probably intended for it.
Oh, you bopped an arrow out of the sky.
Yeah, I did.
That was pretty cool. I didn't realize you could do that.
Yeah, a little bit.
Bye, Grimace.
See you later, Grimace. You won't be missed. Oh, thank you for this. I needed this so much.
Yeah. Are some of these weapon drops random?
Yes, like all... Arrow to the face. All of the weapon drops are almost completely random. Some of them are set in stone, but not all of them.
Avoiding the monkey's paw was in itself a monkey's paw. Because you could take the monkey's paw, or you could get shot in the face.
If I had taken the monkey's paw, I would have been downgraded to a club, though.
Yeah. You may have still gotten shot in the back, too.
Yeah.
So, you know.
So, like, one of the things that I don't like that this game does is, I'm sure you've noticed it, if I get the big, good sword, I can only have it for a short period of time. Yep. And if I get the good armor, it does about the same thing. The screen stops scrolling after a certain point, so if I don't get, like, an actual weapon at the beginning of the game, I'm fucked. I will just die here. Your jump is like almost completely random. They throw enemies in very randomly, it feels like. Basically, this whole game, if you really sit down and you want to like structure it out, is very clearly meant to eat quarters.
Yeah.
Like this entire game.
It kind of feels like a randomized difficulty raised ROM hack of a different game.
Right? Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like some Gianna Sisters shit, where that's like
I'm not really familiar with those
It's an old ROM hack of Super Mario Brothers that was sold on the NES in one of those clunky shit cartridges.
Okay.
Eventually, I think that was bought up by like a European company who went on to make DS games with the title, which was like kind of a really interesting concept for, just bootlegging stuff, but The demo died.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, these games feel like it was a completely different game that just wound up getting, like, I don't know, like ROM hacked to hell and back. I like them, but they're hard as shit, and it's clear that they were an arcade game that was just ported. And it looks like crap compared to the arcade game, by the way. I mean, it's on the NES, so it's forgivable. Yeah. But it's still like, yeah.
There are much better looking NES games. Like, a lot of this is just, like, a lack of artistry. Look at those trees. The leaves on those trees are, like, just
faces.
Blobs.
They have faces, too. And it's weird, and I don't like it.
Well, they can have faces.
Oh, so ghosts. We just lost the actual picture. But this is fine.
We're pretty much done.
Yeah, we were done, and we were going to segue into a thing anyway. So give us just a second. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Hey guys.
Okay, so this is what we're doing.
Yeah, so this is the cover for the American version of Athena. This is what the NES cartridge has on it.
Does she at some point gain wings?
Yes, we didn't get to see it, but I think it's in the 3rd or the 4th world. You start picking up wings as a power-up, and they just give you unlimited flight.
And you've never encountered that?
Nope. I just know they exist. Also, the 3rd world is Mermaid World, which is why there's a mermaid there. I don't know why there's a centaur.
I love this like 70s album cover style.
Right? Like it's really
strong.
This
very pseudo Frank Frazetta aesthetic, but it's
a little bit, but not quite.
It's been like sort of smoothed out in a way that you could like make it into cool decals or something.
This was also during a time period with games like this that you could lie actively and it wouldn't matter. So that big sticker that says Japan's top arcade hit is not true.
Okay.
But nobody could look into it. I mean, nobody really cared, so nobody was gonna, check whether or not you were lying.
Yeah.
Also,
it got the Nintendo seal of quality.
Yes, it did, because it's an SNK game, and they officially released it through Nintendo. It is a real game.
Yeah. And they gave that to anyone who gave them the money.
Well, anybody who gave them the money and agreed to their specific stuff, because Nintendo had just bounced back from the recession.
So they wanted you to not put out utter garbage.
Yeah,
just
it was
garbage.
literally to stop what had happened from... for people who don't know, it was right after the first... failure of the game industry,
like the Ataris and ColecoVisions and such.
Yeah. Atari... The games that had come out on Atari were abysmal, and they came out in such great numbers that people just didn't want to buy games anymore. Yeah. And it caused a market crash, and Nintendo, like a phoenix, burst from the ashes and said, fuck you for making bad games, and then started slapping people.
Yeah, although you just have to reach a certain level of quality.
Yeah, no, and, there were still some shitty games.
Yeah, you just have to not be Atari ET.
So we've got in big letters Athena in that weird way that they do only for the English title, by the way.
Interesting font, but it's a bit misleading. Like the H has like a T cross at the top.
Yeah, I don't know if that why it looks like that to me.
I don't know. It looks like elegant, but it's unclear.
It looks like they picked a random font that just looked nice and went, hey, here we go. Like in any other situation, a title like that, all of the swooshes and the additionals would match up to be something, but they're not in this. They're just swooshes. Yeah. And then you have Golden Athena carrying a magic sword, and she's fighting Medusa in the background. And then there's flying pyramids and the centaur and Frankenstein there in the very front.
Yeah.
And this is the American box art. And this game was 86, 87, I forget which one. So this is the Japanese art for the game.
Okay. That's a waifu.
That is Athena. That's what she's supposed to look like. And I was wrong. They totally did use that title for the Japanese version too. I don't know why I thought it wasn't, but
I don't know.
It's literally just, hey, here you go.
So she's just straight up wearing a modern bikini.
Though it's her underwear. When she falls through the door, her dress flutters away and she's left wearing her underwear and nothing else. And then she has to fight her way through the world and collect new armor. So you can collect her dress as an item, by the way.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't change your sprite like the rest of the armor does.
All right. So just I'm just going to say that Like, I don't know about other ladies, but I never have my underwear and my bra match. If your underwear and your bra match, it probably means you want someone to see them. Yeah. She was probably on her way to a hot date when this happened.
Well, no, she intentionally opened the door that shouldn't be opened.
Oh, is she going to date someone in the beast world?
No, she just wanted to go there on an adventure, so she decided to wear her best bikini and put on, like, a dress that exploded as soon as she started falling,
That sounds like she was looking to get lucky at the club, dude.
She's also got weird sandals on,
Are
which
those
I think
elf
are
ears?
actually like her supposed to be her shoes. No, I don't think so.
Is it just partly covered by her hair?
Her hair is covering it on one side, and the other side is just there. So this is the art style that they generally used for Athena stuff, though. Even in Psycho Soldier, which, again, badass title. It's just this character again, but she's wearing a schoolgirl uniform.
Oh, okay.
She's got her sword and her shield on her back, which is actually nice. I like that at least they got the weapons in there.
Yeah.
I don't know why they didn't put armor on her, but okay.
They want to make it clear that this isn't like extreme beach volleyball, I guess.
It is incredibly simplistic as a cover, though.
Man, we should get extreme beach volleyball for Waifu Month.
But it's very simplistic. It's literally just, here's a drawing someone did of the main character on a pink background with the title overlaid. And then some stuff in Japanese that I don't actually know what it says, but that face looks very concerned.
Are we sure that's not a cassette tape?
Yeah, I think it is. But it looks
it's
like
still
a face.
Cute.
It does.
It's still cute. A cute little worried cassette tape.
I think that probably says that if you buy this version of the game, it comes with the cassette tape because that was how you got... you remember how I said that Psycho Soldier was the first game that had vocals in its actual music when you played the game?
Okay.
It's the arcade version of the game that did that. And if you bought the NES version of Athena, you would get a cassette with the theme song with the vocals on
so
it
you could
as
play
a bonus.
You could play it in the room with you.
Or just listen to it whenever you wanted to.
You put your TV on mute so you don't have to listen to the shitty actual music.
Yeah, basically. But it's literally just, it was a bonus for buying the NES version of Athena. They gave you a cassette, which it seems so old-fashioned to me now. Like, it's not even just like, oh, it's a pre-order bonus. It's like, it's a pre-order bonus that is a cassette tape.
Yeah, I'd pre-order more things if they came with cassette tapes.
So weird.
So I think my favorite version of her so far is this body with the other dress.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm imagining it. It's like, yeah, I like that.
So here's the back of the box for the English version. It's a fantasy world of boundless adventure awaits you. I am Athena. They call me the goddess of wisdom. Remember, we read the plot to this game. Okay. It has nothing to do with what's on the back of the box.
Okay.
The back of the English box is completely different from, like, the manual and everything else.
Well, they didn't care.
But I have grown weary of my dull life in the castle. The fantasy world beyond the castle walls beckons to me. Strange and fearsome creatures will attack me at every turn, but I will find weapons along the way. A ball and chain, a bow and arrow, or a mighty sword, which is like the weakest weapon in the game, will be my defense. The club was the weakest. The club at least can break bricks. The swords can't, unless they're over a certain level of strength. In the fantasy world, I can put on wings and take to the sky, or become a mermaid to explore the ocean depths. There, the goddess of wisdom, who is me, I guess, can become the princess of victory.
Who is also me, I guess.
Castle Victory is where the door is housed, and I think you do technically gain the title of, like, goddess of victory if you actually beat the game.
Okay.
Which is weird, and I don't know why they phrased this so strange. And they've got two little pictures there, and I think those are both from the first level.
No, I don't think so. One of them's at night, and the other's got Mario Hills.
The right one, I know exactly where it is, and that is definitely in the first one, because we passed it about 8 times.
Okay.
The one on the left, you might actually be right. The one on the left might not be from the first level. That might be from, like, I think the 5th kind of looks like that, so that might be what it is. And then you can see 1987 SNK. That was when it was released in America down on the bottom.
Okay.
Yada, yada, yada. And then this is the back of the Japanese box. There's a little bit of damage. I couldn't find a fixed version of this.
There she is in that dress. It looks okay. I don't know why it doesn't go all the way up, though.
I couldn't find a non-damaged version of the back of the box, by the way. So you'll notice she's got there's a break in between her eyes.
Oh, okay.
It's from just damage to the box that's not supposed to be there.
So you don't wear a dress that goes lower than your bra unless you really want people to see your bra.
Well, it's not really a dress; it's armor.
Yeah, but
also she took the helmet off. It's behind her.
She was expecting some stuff to happen tonight on this venture.
She found this dress. This isn't her dress.
She still put it on like that and didn't tuck the bra in.
Also, I don't know why. I'm guessing the enemy that we thought was a boar or a squirrel is the one that's holding the single screen to the game.
Oh, is that?
I think that might be what that is. I have no idea. And that is the first world.
Look how nice and thick those thighs are, but in a good way.
I don't have any more art from this game. This is the end of it. Mm-hmm. But first of all, Athena's Wonderland, by the way.
Oh,
up at the
Wonderland.
top. Wonderland. Okay. But I think that might have been a sort of not quite title of the game. But this guy, the guy who they had on a lot of the older SNK things, who was the one artist who did all of the art for Athena specifically, made her thighs thick as shit all the time.
Well, the style actually works. The anatomy is all fine. It's she's not overtly sticking body parts out. None of them are hams. The hands look good. It's a good style.
Yeah, it's actually not that bad a style. It's very aged though.
Yeah.
Her head is bean with really long eyes.
Well, that was just the style. I kind of draw like that.
It looks kind of weird.
But this guy likes thighs. This is a thigh man.
Yeah. And she's got shins on, but knee pads.
Yeah, they're digging in a way to emphasize the thighs.
Kind of. The original, if you remember when we were playing the game, one of the things you could pick up were boots. And I guess that is the equivalent, in his opinion, of what picking up the boots are, is it's literally just knee pads.
Maybe. She's got elbow pads.
Technically, everything from the waist down is what changes when you lose your armor on your legs. Okay. So I'm guessing the actual dress and the knee pads are their own thing, and then the chest plate is its own unique thing.
Okay.
And then she took her helmet off. Again, I don't know.
Whatever. It looks like it was an uncomfortable helmet, especially with all that hair.
That weird bracelet, the armlet on her arm looks like it would be really uncomfortable because you just got balls in your armpit all day.
Yeah, you would. I mean, presumably they'd dangle the other way if she put her arm down, but
potentially,
still.
Yeah.
It's still kind of a lot of weird orbs just up in your arm area.
So I think that's all the art I got for this game. It was just the two covers and then the two back covers.
You told me she was in other games.
Yeah, I didn't get the art for that one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I don't know. You set this all up. You were like, oh, she's in 80 other games. She's the waifu of this company.
All right, give me a second and I'll get it.
Just get us one.
So this is the English box art for Psycho Soldier.
Okay, we still got some thighs going on.
This is supposed to be Athena, and I think her last name is it's something very Japanese in this version. Mm-hmm. The plot of this game is that it, like I said, it takes place in contemporary times, and it's
in the bug times.
In Japan, I think.
Okay.
And she has psychic powers, which is why it's called Psycho Soldier.
Okay.
I'm guessing that the English group that did the box art took that title and ran with it real hard.
Yeah.
Because it looks a little like they decided, well, it's a game about a girl, right? And it's Psycho Soldier, and she fights demons. Then let's just have her beat things up with her psycho powers.
So now she's some kind of disco Star Trek one.
Now she is an elf.
Yeah.
For some strange reason. And she's beating up a giant hornet, and the Hulk is just land diving there in the background. I don't know why.
He's stuck in the quicksand.
So this game was not on a Nintendo console. It was on the Commodore 64.
Mm-hmm.
It was also an arcade game. The arcade game version, I think, was the one that had vocals. I don't know if the Commodore 64 version did. Oh. It could have. It's within the realm of, possibility.
We know next to nothing about Commodore 64.
No, I know almost nothing about Commodore 64. But yeah, no, now she's just some kind of weird female version of Leonard Nimoy. I don't know why. This game, it's important to point out, by the way, was a game that had 2 main characters, and one of them does not show up in this
it's not the Hulk
actual
back
title.
there?
No,
Okay.
the Hulk is an enemy. So they ran with the idea in the like international release that Athena's the main character and is the only character for this.
Okay.
I don't even remember the other guys. The other character is a dude, and I think his name is like Funso or something like that. I can't remember. And so we'll switch over to the Japanese version, and you'll see him because I know he's there. So there's this one.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is, again, it's the same artist as far as I know, and this is the actual, like,
what is
thing for the
his
game.
pose back there?
He's kind of like like there's something wrong with his legs, so he's like pigeon toeing, and at the same time he's like trying to sort of like hunch over and grip his chest like he's dying
with his Esper orb or whatever.
Yeah, he's doing like the worst kind of Kamehameha.
Yeah, the kind where it's gonna just shoot into his chest because he's hugging it too hard.
Yeah, and again, this game is about fucking Athena in the future. It's actually supposed to be the descendant of Athena, which is very confusing. And it takes place in actual modern day Japan, and she's also maybe the reincarnation of Athena, and she has psychic powers, and I think it's a run and gun, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
And her childhood friend is also an Esper. And he's that guy standing behind her. And the forces of darkness are suddenly awakening, and she has to go out and protect Tokyo.
Is this the same artist? Because her
I'm almost
face
positive.
is a little off.
It looks almost exactly the same as the face on the
one that's got like damage on it right in the middle of her nose.
And there's like a phoenix and a dragon in the background. I don't know the actual... I've never played Psycho Soldier because, again, Commodore 64, so I don't know the actual specifics of that.
The one thing I can say about the Commodore 64 is if that you know someone who was like in college in the 80s, there's a really good chance they had one.
Yeah.
My mom did.
Totally.
That's all I know.
So yeah, this is all that I have of this game too. I don't even have like a back or nothing.
That's fine.
Yeah, so this has been
historical waifus.
Some weird historical waifu month stuff, I guess, question mark. I figured it would be better, like, as watching us fail at playing the game is at least slightly better if we've got something going on.
Yeah. I think it was good.
Yeah.
I learned something.
I did too.
About Greek mythology and psychics.
Oh yeah, she's also got giant thighs in this, but they're kind of awkwardly shaped because her pose is a little not so great.
This guy hates shoes today.
This guy hates everything today.
That's fine.
Yeah, all right.
I understand hating shoes. They're hard to draw.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Have a good night, and pray to the goddess of wisdom to give you
the goddess of victory.
Of both, to give you luscious thighs for waifu month.
Good night.
Good night.